Hey Decide Destiny crew, Carl Spirides here. Thanks for joining me for another Decide Destiny daily dose. Decide to have mammoth goals for your mental health. When I look back on my life and I look at times where I had manageable goals or when I lessened my vision compared to times where I had gigantic goals, whether I achieved all those goals, whether I ticked every single box that I lined up, regardless, they were happier times in my life. They were more positive times, more vibrant times. I was engaged with life more, interacting with life. I was thinking about possibility and opportunity constantly and every single way I could get better. And then when I had smaller goals, or when I had my life, goals fitted around my life, and I would say probably what it leads to is more limiting beliefs, that's when I actually noticed that I would get, down, and I would feel, worthless, and I'd feel all these kind of emotions that are very heavy. And I've been in both states, and I've achieved a lot in the states where I had mammoth goals. And the mammoth goal is something that asks more of you. It asks you to reach within and pull out everything inside you. And having manageable goals, and you hear it so often, make your goals, and look, to each their own. If you're going to be absolutely traumatized by not achieving the goal, then maybe you do need SMART goals until you can get over that. Because oftentimes it's not the goal, it's who you're becoming in pursuit of the goal, okay? And as you have a huge goal, you set your sights on it. I had a goal when I was a lot younger to play professional rugby, and I actually became someone who was disciplined, very fit and healthy, and I actually avoided spending a lot of time doing a lot of degenerative activities with friends, and I was able to go periods of time without falling into little highs, things that would not serve me in the long run, but short-term satisfaction and short-term pleasure points. I was actually able to play the long-term game, and that small thing at the time I didn't realize, but it allowed me to have a view of what success looks like, have an understanding of what commitment and discipline, and really get to know those things and realize they're ingredients that I can use later on in my life for many things and achieve a lot of greatness. Having a mammoth goal compared to having a SMART goal actually requires you to think outside of yourself, because there's only so many things you can feed within yourself. There's only so many things. Okay, if I get to this, if I get to that, and then I do this for myself, do that for myself. Okay, great. They're very smart, manageable goals that you can achieve over time. But having a mammoth goal requires you to think about your community, requires you to think about your family, requires you to think about your loved ones, requires you to think about different sectors of society that need attention and need help and need assistance. It requires you to think more of yourself, think more than just yourself, and think of others. And that's actually really where life gets exciting, when you actually start living for others, and when you actually start thinking of how can I extract what value, what gifts, what I have in my heart and soul, pull that out, and how can I, construct that into something incredible for someone else's life, something incredible, just even if I have the ability, because I've got this big vision, this big goal, to actually be present in the moment and realize that everybody that I come into interaction with is someone that I can leave a positive mark on, and that's a part of my goal. It allows you to not look at the latest headline or the latest bit of information and just be completely distraught, because whatever goals or whatever confines or whatever little fence you have been herded into of this is what you can achieve and this is what you should do and this is how you, and if you just do these 5 things, then you have lived a noble life according to what we say in society as a noble life. And if you do these things, then you get tick of approval and you get a stamp by us and we say you're a good person. If you live in that state, then the slightest little thing that deters the plan, oh my gosh, a new form of financing is coming, oh my gosh, property prices, oh this situation, this tragedy, this crisis, this thing, this that and the other, those little flickers of headlines are going to actually demoralize you if you're living in those confines. But if you're living bigger than those confines, if you're living for my soul, for what I can build in the character of my soul, for touching as many lives as I can in the world with the value that I have, for creating as much as I can, for being bold and being okay with being laughed at and made fun of and all those sorts of things, because my vision is bigger than that. If you can live in that, then these small little headlines that will pop up and continue to pop up don't totally knock you off course and demoralize you because of your plans. Because you go, my plans, these plans are bigger than everything here. I'm a part of this world, but I'm not of this world, if you understand what I'm saying. So your plans are bigger than this. There's nothing that can, you become a lighthouse in the middle of the ocean. There's no wave of a headline or a news element or whatever, or a drama that can knock you off course. Because if you're constantly getting knocked off course because everything in life that's happening around you is constantly affecting your small manageable goals, then how are you going to achieve anything worthwhile? Not only that, you will truly know in your heart of hearts if you are striving, you're going and you're giving your all and you're pursuing the incredible potential that you have deep within you. And you'll also know if you're just falling in line and just clocking in, clocking out, ticking things off and leaving. You'll know, because you will feel worthless if you're not striving for that greater thing, if you have done it before and you can see. So think about how you can take those SMART goals, those manageable goals, and multiply them and make them bigger. And think about how many lives you can affect. Think about the values that you have, the gifts that you have already. And if you put time and energy and effort into those gifts, what can you create? Because living with mammoth goals and giant visions, yes, they can create that sort of maybe a bit of anxiety, maybe a bit of fear, maybe a bit of concern. Oh my gosh, this is huge. But it allows you to apply yourself to life, and in life allows you to interact and engage with life rather than sit in pity and sorrow and misery. Because you're thinking about that vision, considering that vision, and you know where you're going and you're on that path. So mammoth goals, to me personally, I think is a way to pull yourself out of a wretched existence. It really is. And this is really important when you're doing that and going along that journey, that you mute the world, you mute other people, you mute the stamp of approvals that you've always been looking for or told that you need to look for. You mute all that other crap out and you focus on this goal and my pursuit of this goal for the character of my soul that will be continuing on and on and on. And that's what's most important. Thanks guys, I hope you enjoyed that one. Share it around with anyone else who maybe they can do with setting some mammoth goals in their life, lighting up the heart and soul and the energy deep within inside themselves. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Leave us a comment of some of the mammoth goals, mammoth visions that you have. I will only support it if it's really, good and for the goodness of humanity. And yeah, share this video around if anyone else you think this might help out. But make sure that you're thinking about, how can I live with mammoth goals? How can I think of mammoth goals? How can I have my life on purpose, striving for mammoth goals? Because that's going to pull the best out of me. Anyway, take care, and as always, remember, decide your destiny. Cheers.